Hundreds of mourners have expressed their shock and anger after the assassination of the former Afghan president, Burhanuddin Rabbani. Professor Rabbani was killed at his home by a suicide bomber with explosives hidden in his turban. As chairman of Afghanistan's High Peace Council, he was a powerful figure in negotiations with government opponents. It's unclear what effect his death will have on the peace process. Afghanistan correspondent Sally Sarah reports from Kabul.
They rallied in their hundreds outside the home of former Afghan President Burhanuddin Rabbani. Students and supporters gathered with politicians and warlords. Professor Rabbani was assassinated overnight by a suicide bomber claiming to be a Taliban negotiator. The killing has shocked many Afghans.
Today is a very sad day for the Afghan people because they have lost one of their great leaders. This day will be remembered as one of the worst memories when we lost this great man.
Burhanuddin Rabbani was president of Afghanistan from 1992 until he was driven out by the Taliban in 1996. He was a scholar, power broker and leader, trusted by the president but accused of human rights abuses by his enemies. In October last year, he was appointed as the inaugural chairman of Afghanistan's High Peace Council. He was given the responsibility of guiding talks between the government, opposition groups and insurgents. Those who believe the war will only end with a negotiated agreement are worried.
Death will have its impacts on the peace process. He wanted peace in Afghanistan and sacrificed his life on the path of bringing peace. The enemies of Afghanistan don't want peace in Afghanistan, and they don't want the people to live in peace.
The killing has also raised questions about the level of security in the capital. Last night's attack happened only a few hundred metres from the site of last week's siege near the US Embassy and the headquarters of the International Security Assistance Force. The insurgents have shown yet again they're able to target high-profile figures and locations in Kabul.
This attack has not only struck a senior political figure, it's also hit at the heart of the peace process here in Afghanistan. President Hamid Karzai will now need to find a new chairman for the High Peace Council, someone who's willing to take on this extremely difficult and dangerous job.
President Karzai received the news of Professor Rabbani's death shortly before a meeting with Barack Obama at the United Nations in New York. Both leaders say the assassination won't stop the peace process.
It is a tragic loss. We want to extend our heartfelt condolences to you and his family.
I don't think, Mr. President, that we can fill his place easily. He was among the few people in Afghanistan with the distinction that we cannot easily find in societies. A terrible loss. But as you rightly said, this would not deter us from continuing on the path that we have.
The Afghan government is now preparing to hold a state funeral. Security forces are on alert as high-ranking Afghan officials farewell one of their own. Sally Sarah, Lateline.